Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we're going to give you some news today. We had a bunch of stuff happen in the last few days. We had a new map, a new animated short, and some of the stuff that we normally talk about. We had San Francisco making some moves, and the Seoul Dynasty making some moves. And we'll touch on that in a second. But let's hit on, and we'll touch on some World Cup stuff too. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. We do a lot of Overwatch League coverage, pretty much off-season 2 to 3 times a week, and then during the regular season 4 to 5 times a week. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and if you guys are coming back, thanks a lot for coming back, and don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. So let's dive into the Gamescom FanFest thing. So we got a new map, Busan.
I mean, it should be, honestly, it shouldn't be a surprise that this is here. What should be surprising is the fact that it took this long for there to be a map that takes place in Korea.
Yeah.
Like, it's real weird, but it's awesome. I really like that they're finally doing a Korean map, and then that it's also a King of the Hill. I feel like it's... I
love King of the Hill maps.
Well past due.
Because the last one we got was Oasis.
Yeah, and that was like...
That's a horrifying map. I fucking hate that thing.
That was... Actually, no, that came out like around the time I first started playing the game.
Yeah, no, that came out after that, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
That came out after BlizzCon.
Yeah, that's
when they released Sombra.
Yeah, it was around
that was when I started playing.
Yeah. But even still, because I started like a week or two after Eichenwald came out.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. I'm super excited.
It's really fun. It's really tight. I played with bots today. I just checked it out because, I had life things going on, and it's called work. Tell all your friends, guys, and then we won't be able to work, and we'll do this all the time. But I played it. It's a really tight quarters map. I kind of liked it. It's actually fit, obviously, for the hometown girl, d.va. Tight, tanky. It's not a snipery kind of thing going on there. At least I did not feel like it. I was actually playing against bots, so just checking it out.
It's definitely difficult to tell, but at the same point, you can see that it's very tight quarters, so it's going to be difficult to get good sight lines with a long range character. So and I think that might kind of be their goal. Like, there's not a whole lot of close quarters, where you're forced to fight in close quarters maps.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. I do like.
I liked it a lot.
I also like that I did see one thing. It was on Reddit where they showed. I don't know which section of the map it is, but there's one part where there's cover that goes up and down. Yeah,
I think that's in the their garage, so to speak. Oh, and by the way, they have a Dance Dance Revolution game in there, and you can actually play it.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously,
I saw that too.
And
That's
it was
awesome.
It was ridiculously dumb. I was playing Lucio, so it was kind of hard.
Is there also a singing one too?
I did not see a singing one.
I think there is a singing one, because I saw somebody post a video of Reinhardt singing a karaoke song or something like that.
He had been doing Hasselhoff.
I hope to God. That would be kudos to Blizzard. If they go that far, huge props to them for that.
Well, they always do great stuff when they make a map. No matter when you get into the nuts and bolts and the, playing the map, the visuals and the aesthetics of a map when they do it are fantastic.
Just those little touches.
Yeah.
Really, they always add so much to it.
Yeah, and you can go on all of them. Rialto, Junkertown, even Oasis, this map, any of the new ones they've done, and the old ones. I mean, they just do a great job to make it fun.
Absolutely.
We just tear it apart when we start playing it, and we fucking hate it.
Right.
Like Horizon Lunar Colony. for example. That just going around and looking at crap on there, all the lore is awesome. But then you got to play it, and then you're like, this is the worst thing I've had to experience ever. But yeah, the map was great, and I'm a big d.va fan. Mm-hmm. And the short was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people are giving it hate because, like, it didn't.
It doesn't have the feels
and whatever. It doesn't. Yeah, it didn't hit you in the feels like the other ones. But we were talking about it before, and it's like that's not really in d.va's character.
No, she's
more of a tragedy strikes and she moves on because she has to.
Yeah,
type of personality.
She's she's kind of a warrior person. I don't know. To me, it didn't hit the feels and the crying. I feel bad. It hit the other feels of empowerment.
Yeah.
And not to sound like some kind of fucking shill.
Right, but it definitely did. And
it's like I can do this. And I have to because I don't want them to die. Mm-hmm. And as the one guy said I was playing with on the fucking PTR, thank God Blizzard didn't nerf her fucking defense matrix before that, because she would have been dead. Anyway. But yeah, I thought it was fun. The thing is, d.va's not the feels character. I mean, come on. If any of you guys played her, you know her voice lines. I mean, what are the feels there? Except for when she says, except for when the Omnics attacked us back home, or whatever the hell that thing is when she's on Eichenwald. It's like, I play to win. Is this easy mode? I mean, where are the feels in that? Exactly.
And, like, just in general, like, I thought it was finally, like, somebody else made a good point on Reddit about how it's like we finally just have a solidification of, like, this section of the story, because, like, so many of the other parts of it are, like, everything's interconnected, and then it's just kind of like this little offshoot is what you get with.
Oh, by the way, d.va. In Korea, there are these giant mechs that come out of the ground, or out of the ocean. Right. And by the way, if they don't do a mecha animated series, they're dumb.
That is something that needs to happen, and it better be in the works somewhere.
I don't care if they make characters in the game, but give me that as an animated series, I'm in.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, off the lore. Now let's jump into the league. So, the big news that we kind of knew was going to happen finally happened.
And you know what? We've been saying it all along.
Yeah.
And I know people hate on him and, like, give him all this shit. But you know what? Slasher's been right 99.9% of the time. The one time he was wrong, he was barely wrong, because it was just something that was going to happen and it fell through.
Yeah.
And every other thing that the dude has ever tweeted or posted has been true. Yeah. So I'm so sick of people giving him shit. He is officially the Ian Rappaport of the Overwatch League.
Yeah, he is. And
or Wojnarowski or whoever, whatever other, like you get a slasher bomb instead of a Waj bomb, you get a slasher bomb.
Exactly. Yeah, the Adam Scheffner, whatever you want to call him, but and you can knock the dude for whatever he says outside of, like, the insider info, but you know what? When he gets information, it's spot on.
Yeah, and it's accurate, and honestly, we need more like that. And I'm so happy that we do have a reliable source that we can know that he's out there like that. His entire reputation is built on reporting these types of things. Like, so it's in his best interest to tell the truth. Like, if for him to lie or make shit up it's stupid.
Yeah, and so he does that with other esports too. It's not just the Overwatch League. I mean, he just tells you what he hears. Mm-hmm. And it's 90% of the time, 99% of the time, spot on. And he was on top of the Fissure thing.
Oh, yeah.
A month and a half ago.
Yeah, and he was even the first one. And even at that time, he said he wanted to go to a Korean roster, and that was 100% confirmed by the Gladiators and Fissure.
Yeah.
That he asked to be traded to a team that was a full Korean roster. The Gladiators actually gave him a choice of where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to Seoul. Again, Slasher called that as well.
Yep.
So, I mean,
we were kind of on that too. We're like, that was the best fit.
It really was. It was a good fit. Like,
because New York's not going to take him.
Right. It made sense for him to go there. New York didn't need him. Obviously, he didn't want to go back to London, and London didn't need him or want him.
Right.
That was really the only logical choice, unless it was going to be... The only other thing that would have made sense would have been an expansion team that would have been another full Korean roster.
Right.
But I just don't know if that's going to happen, unless maybe the Busan team ends up being that. But I feel like because of where we're established right now, that's going to, like... I feel like Busan is going to struggle to pick up enough high-quality players to really compete. But it's going to be interesting, because there's going to be there's going to be a huge influx of talent.
Oh, yeah, there is.
In with all these, with just even the 4 teams that we have confirmed so far.
Right.
And then most likely 2 more, possibly more than that.
If Fissure just basically did not come out and say he wants to play for Seoul. It's really what it amounts to, and we talked about that before when the whole playoff thing came out. Just say you want to play for the Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's the perfect fit, I guess. But,
really, in actuality, it is just because Miro was not good this past season.
No, he was not.
At one point in time, the dude was probably the best main tank in the entire league, but I think those days are behind him. And
I think so too.
Who has the talent and really is, at this point, probably he is the best main tank in the league, even with the incredible performances we've seen from everybody else. Just the playmaking and
leadership and all that kind of
and
stuff.
The leadership and the ability to make the rest of his team better. Like, nobody even comes close.
Yeah. Now, this meta is not his meta, but this meta is not going to be in January.
Right.
Like I tweeted out the other day. He doesn't fit this meta and the whole whatever goes on in practice or whatever. Mm-hmm. But come January, there's going to be, we got 1 map, we'll have another map, and a hero announced at BlizzCon. It's going to change. Things
Honestly,
morph. And plus,
I feel like
hero reworks and all that stuff.
With the way some of the timing is shaking out, we might get another hero announced before BlizzCon.
That would be awesome.
But, yeah, we're definitely getting a map within the next couple of weeks. So we've got that. And it's usually within another month or two or another month or so after a map comes out that we start to hear about the hero.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's entirely possible that we might get another hero before BlizzCon, or they'll announce it at BlizzCon and then it'll be like, it's on the PTR now.
Yeah, exactly. And what happens is as far as Overwatch League goes, we're going to get Rialto, Busan, and whatever comes out. You're going to have 3 new maps.
Right. And then we'll also get Hammond.
And Hammond and whatever else. And reworked heroes. Symmetra, Torb, whatever else they got in the works. So it's going to be a completely different game by the time it comes out. And Fissure himself even said, I just seem to really have a knack for Hammond. So that right there should be really exciting for everybody. I cannot wait to see that guy play Hammond. If he's going to be that good. So basically he's really good on the non-human characters.
Right.
Well, the non-human mammals. So, okay, we have the Fissure thing, and then this just shook down. We're doing this on Tuesday. San Francisco released a bunch of guys, which nobody really is shocked by, but IDDQD, Nomi, and Dak
all got dropped by San Francisco. It's not really too much of a surprise. These were all guys that really, especially towards the end,
they were kind of seed fillers in the beginning, really, if you think about it.
Right, they were place fillers. The only exception would probably be Dak. I feel like they expected a lot more of him, and he just wasn't able to perform at the level that they wanted him to.
I would bring Dak on as coach. He just has that leadership kind of quality. He knows the game. I understand why they got rid of him. He just wasn't what they needed right now as far as player. But I'm sure he's looking to go past this in his career. I think he would be a great coach.
Yeah.
And we discussed this many times. I mean, he's just a leader. And going back to the unbind your fucking emotes.
Still one of my favorite moments.
Oh yeah, that was in the preseason.
Right.
But IDQD, I fucking stop with these names. God damn it. IDDQD, he's a great player. He just didn't fit.
Right.
And I mean, we both watched the streams, and we were talking about this earlier. He's very entertaining, and he's a really good player. I mean, he could find a spot on another team easily.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, knowing the way they sign people, I mean, he could end up in Florida. I mean, he's part of their Swedish takeover.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they really don't need him. I don't want to get into that right now. Yeah, I mean, the moves are not shocking. There was no pun intended there, but go ahead.
So it's nothing all that substantial. Just
So
some news we wanted to talk about,
and this is going to be the first one of many.
Oh yeah.
Roster, clear outs, and you know what? Sorry, but you gotta go, kind of things.
Oh yeah.
But,
there's gonna be things like that. There's gonna be more trades. There's rumors and talk about the potential trades that Dallas is gonna do.
Oh yeah,
with
I love this
thing
shit.
That happened on Jane's stream today. So yeah, just some minor little things coming here and there. Really shouldn't be all that much of a surprise, but hey, it's news. It's something that we want to talk about,
and it's like off season in any other sport where you go through the off season and you're just like, you're waiting. You got that. All right, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Oh, there it is. You know what I mean?
It's F5 season for sure. Not too much else. The only other big news that's come out this week is that XQC is still eligible for the World Cup. This is his last shot. They basically said, like, if you fuck up one more time, some really serious consequences are going to come down.
He's never going to get played
one more time. Any of that kind of stuff. Like, he's not going to. There's no way he's going to play in the league.
No, he doesn't want to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a mutual thing. Like, the league isn't really keen on letting him play, and he doesn't really want to go back to the league, but he still wants to play the game. Totally cool. Like, if he wants to play World Cup and that's it, I'm totally down with that.
Yeah, I'm down with that too.
Yeah. And the way that Jane has been handling Canadian team, I think huge props to him. He had to have stuck his neck out for XP in this situation.
The thing with Jane is he's great. He's a great coaching kind of guy, but he has that vibe of a big sports, like a professional sports league general manager.
Yes.
He kind of has that presence, that mentality, and he is very smart and he's calculated, and he reminds me of like a general manager like in the NFL or the NBA or something like that. And in this scenario, he's like, hey, look, I have nobody else. Back off the guy. Do you know how many people watch his stream, watching him play your game? Just let him play in the World Cup.
Exactly. And, and talking about that, like, the way that Jane carries himself, I don't know how many people are going to understand this reference, but he reminds me very much of David Griffin, GM for the Cavs, for the first, 3 years that LeBron was here, the second time.
When he got good bench players. Yeah.
And he gave us a championship roster. And then promptly got shown the door because Dan Gilbert decided to be cheap about it.
Dan Gilbert decided to be Dan Gilbert and big-headed owner. No, I built this team. I saved Cleveland.
He decided that he wanted to be the Jerry Jones of the NBA, and look at how that worked out for Jerry Jones. Won championship in the past 30 years. Well, why did we want that? Why is that the thing that we want? Sorry, Cleveland rant.
Well, it's better than zero.
On the Cowboys because fuck the Cowboys.
Oh, fuck them.
It is better than zero. I will take that. I mean, I will commend him for paying the luxury taxes and all that and helping us get a championship, because that is something I'll never forget.
No, but he could have gotten more, but he was a dumbass. Anyway, back to Jane.
That's about it on that.
Okay.
Yeah, Jane, he's an awesome guy. So let's move on to, that kind of leads into what we want to talk about next, and that's the World Cup. So the first stage, I guess, is done. Yeah, the first group, I guess, however you want to work it. And there were some really good matches between, and they all involve Finland.
Yeah. who we actually, when we were kind of casually talking about on one of our episodes about the World Cup when they were announcing the teams and all that, we're like, Finland's a team to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
And
we predicted, we said that it was most likely going to be South Korea and Finland coming out of this group, and that's exactly what happened.
And reason number one why Finland did what they did is Big Goose and Shaz.
Oh.
Period.
100%.
You guys can go off about Linkser and Taimu and Zappis and whatever you want to do. The reason why this team almost beat South Korea and beat Russia and beat the other teams they beat is because Big Goose and Shaz are probably in the league. You can throw out Jonak and Ark, but the best support duo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as a team, those two just have an unprecedented chemistry with each other. And then that seems to be infectious. No matter who else they're playing with, that energy that they bring with each other, just like, it just seeps into the rest of the team.
Yeah, and their skill at especially enabling tanks. I don't know what it is. I mean, they made iRemix look better than Fissure in that first fucking playoff set. I mean, think about that.
Right. And then, I mean, they made Zappis look like a respectable tank. How much do you wonder, like, man, how much was that on Zappis, and how much was that on the terrible supports that
the Mayhem
had,
And I'm going with the latter, but...
Yeah. I mean, Zappis, I don't think did anything to help himself, but at the same point, it's really hard to do that much when you're just getting slaughtered because he can't keep you alive because they can't keep themselves alive.
Yeah, that's a whole story for another show. But building on that, we kind of are talking about the World Cup, but building on that, so if I'm starting like one of these expansion teams, I am going out and getting, before anything, the best support team I can get.
Absolutely.
Period. It doesn't matter. DPS guys are like wide receivers in the NFL. They run 100 miles an hour, they can catch a fucking ball and score a touchdown, do their dance, fucking beat divas, and do whatever they gotta do.
But if you don't have a good offensive line, you can't do fuck all.
And these guys are like the offensive line. And,
And honestly, they might be more important than the offensive line.
Yeah. They keep guys alive, and then depending on what heroes they use, they're enabling, damage boosting, shielding, whatever else. They are the most important component of an Overwatch League team, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I love tank play because I play tanks, but tanks are only as good as their supports are that are helping them. It's especially in this league. If you look at the teams that even in the finals. So you have Badosan and Nuss, and then you have Neptuno and Boombox. 4 of the best supports in the league.
Yeah.
And the 2 other teams they beat, Bigus and Chaz, and then Jonak and Ark.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty short list.
Yeah.
And those guys are right in the thick of that. They absolutely make Finland an absolute force. And I feel like those guys really have a good shot.
Yeah.
To possibly taking the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll throw this out there. I think they beat the U.S.
Yeah, I cannot deny that.
Yeah, I think
they have a very good shot at doing it because I think the U.S. is a little bit overrated, honestly.
Yeah. And the one spot that they're better than them at?
Yep.
By far.
Oh, not even close.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, obviously the other team coming out of it, no one predicted, or everyone predicted South Korea was going to be a juggernaut. They absolutely are. I mean, they're just loaded with so much talent. They're basically Team USA in basketball.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
they are the dream team.
The dream team. The Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley. Let's throw Christian Laettner in there because why not? Team.
Right. But yeah, they absolutely are just
dominant
force.
Yeah.
But they are not 100% impenetrable.
Yeah. To quote...
They didn't quite... I mean, they didn't lose to Finland, but it got damn close.
Yeah.
And that should bet you that is film that is going to be watched by every single team.
Oh, yeah.
In the entire World Cup at this point.
And I really want to see a rematch. Can we see a rematch? It
should be. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, and it should be watched by everybody.
Yes.
Even not players, because my God, it was a phenomenal match.
Yeah, it was. And
some amazing back and forths. Probably better than even the games that we got in the finals.
Oh yeah, that was some of the best Overwatch I've seen yet.
Yeah.
And you know what else was a good match? And this is kind of leading into something else with the World Cup. The Finland-Russia match was really good.
Yes.
And Russia was kind of underrated, I think. I mean, we kind of thought they would be like Russia the third best team, but...
And they absolutely were. Honestly, if they were in a different group, we would be talking about Russia in a very different light.
Yeah.
They just kind of got screwed because they were behind 2 juggernauts.
Yeah.
If they were in the group with like France and Italy, some of those teams, the one that's kind of a little more wide open.
Yeah, if they got thrown that EU one, kind of, I think they might be in the top 2. They might have won it.
Yeah. I mean, they could have absolutely come out. And then, yeah, like Russia, they were damn good. That Finland-Russia game was fantastic.
Yeah. The World Cup, somehow the play is better sometimes than the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I will say, with Russia, Shadowburn is about to get paid.
Oh, well, yeah.
That dude is good. Like, there's no way he's going to stay on Philly.
No.
Not with EQO there. But somebody else is going to pay big money for him. Whether that's for somebody to buy his contract, or if Philly can get somebody else out of it.
Yeah, just a player-for-player trade.
Right.
And it would be in everybody's best interest to do it. I mean...
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like, he really doesn't do all that much good for Philly right now because EQO is going to get the start.
Yeah.
They're both pretty much equal players, just EQO has a slight edge because he has a bigger hero pool, but it's like any other team, especially a new team, is going to kill for that kind of ability, especially on Pharah. Possibly the way things could shake out by the time the season starts. Having an incredible Pharah player like that could absolutely pay huge dividends for them.
Yeah, and some of the other heroes he plays, too, he's really good on Genji. I mean... Those are critical characters that guys need on teams. It's just on this team he's currently on, EQO is just better.
Yeah.
And leadership-wise, EQ is better as far as this, the current team that they're on.
Yes.
I mean, he could go to a team, even, pick a team in the league. He would make, like, if he went to Dallas, say.
I mean, honestly, minus the barrier, the language barrier, he could have gone to Seoul and started over just about anybody except he and Fleta would have been disgusting.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, probably wouldn't run that, but
yeah,
that's just kind of like an example of like just the versatility and what that guy can do and bring to your team. If he'd have been on that team and had what he's able to do along with a player like Fleta, I mean, they probably would have made the playoffs.
Yeah, or if he was on a team like, like I was saying, like Dallas.
Yeah.
They had no projectile presence whatsoever. Did all hit scan guys. If he was on Dallas, they would have went to the playoffs.
Right.
Or
at least maybe had a bounce back sooner.
A stage playoff, maybe.
Right.
Gotta forget about the burning fuel of the first 2 3/4 of the season.
Mm-hmm. The other thing I wanted to talk about with the World Cup is that now that we are seeing Hammond played professionally, I'm even more excited to see it in the actual Overwatch League and just in general, more World Cup, see that character played more because holy shit, these guys are insane with him.
Yeah, they are, and they main tank with him too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's hit scan. He's got a lot of bulky, kind of tanky things, like with the swinging and the sledgehammer and all that stuff. I mean,
the versatility. Like now, you kind of have to make a choice between him and d.va.
Yeah.
To kind of have that versatility, I feel like he's going to affect the amount of play that d.va gets more than anything else is going to.
See, I like him and d.va as like a instead of him and Winston, or d.va and Winston, because you get a lot of speed, tanky kind of things going on. Plus, he's hit scan, she's kind of hit scan with the projectiles and all that stuff, and there's just constant fire that you can have going on where you're just, it's not a lot of damage, but it works its way to that.
Whereas if you pair that along with a really good Zenyatta or a really good McCree or Widowmaker, then that's going to really wreak some havoc.
Yeah, and if you want to go triple tank and you throw in like a Roadhog or a Zarya with that, and it's just, especially Zarya, because you got bubbles and you got all the stuff going on, and then you have that ult, and then you have d.va's ult. It's just a steamroll of, there's so much damage going on from the tanks that it's insane. Because I played a couple matches. I haven't been playing. I took a little time off because you have to every once in a while. By the way, Mountain Blade, gotta play it. Prophecy of Pendor. That's the mod to play. Anyway, off that. But I played with a couple. I did a group finder thing, and I actually found a group, which is fucking insane. But we did a triple tank thing. I was playing d.va. We had a Zarya and Hammond. Then we had a Zen and a Mercy. And our only DPS was someone was playing McCree. And it was just, there was so much fucking damage that we were throwing out. And plus, you had Zarya with the bubbles, and then, she drops the grab, and then you have 2 ults to use with it, like either the High Noon or the d.va Bomb. It was insane, and I cannot wait to see, on a week in, week out basis, these guys trying to fuck with this stuff. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be it for this one. We just wanted to give you a little bit of news and stuff. We're going to hit you with some All-Star Game stuff because, well, we are really kind of into the Saturday portion. And, we're going to watch the All-Star Game. But, I'm sure you guys follow a lot of the stuff on Twitter and all the other social media. The actual All-Star game that's going to be lit is the casters versus the desk, or however they're working that, because they're all at each other and it's awesome. But anyway, all the other stuff involved with that's going to be fun too. So we'll hit you with some more of that stuff later on in the week before the action. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your week until then. And thanks a lot for joining us. If you're new, please hit a like, hit a subscribe. I sound like I'm hammered. That's awesome. And if you've been around and checking us out, thanks a lot. Every, like, watch, view, and all that stuff, and all the interaction you guys do with us is very much appreciated. Please keep it up. And, we want to hear what you guys think. We want to make this like a community of people that are in the Overwatch League, like people that are in the NFL, Major League Baseball, soccer, all that kind of stuff. You guys have a good rest of your day, and we will talk to you later.
Later, guys.